So hopefully I will provide something that could be valuable for you and give you some thoughts and ideas on a practical implication of how to think and create innovative and appropriate assessment. In the workshop, these students had to take part in 3 separate trading sessions. So these are trading simulation platform. I use a platform called Global Investor Simulations. I mean, there are many of them out there, but I chose this one because it's much more focused on the pedagogy. You can use it a lot more for teaching. And you as a lecturer can plan the session so you kind of know what's coming. You know what news are coming, you know what's next. So you can much more adjust your teaching around it. With a bit of preparation. So as a workshop leader, you set up how long the session should be, but also how much news flow should be, how much should we make the shares move depending on what the news flow is. So there's a lot of flexibility there, but also things that can really set you up for teaching the real elements and apply learning. So these were 15 fictitious companies, all based on real life companies. And what the students were based on, obviously we taught them the content of trading, but to really have a good go. So active trading. And what do I mean by that? I mean by actually going on and taking on position. If you're familiar with trading or not, a lot of people who are a little bit worried, they're worried about losing money, they wouldn't take on trading positions and they would stay in cash. Now, staying in cash with the world's environment at the moment, you know for certainly you're going to lose money because of inflation. But the key thing here is to actually apply your knowledge. Try it out, yeah? And so the key thing here was that sitting in cash was not really an option. Because of the way the system is set up, I could easily see what trades they put on, what volume, how frequently they did. Now, when they did that, and because I knew what news they were coming, as I was going through the session, I could give them a little bit of pointers. It's like, oh, you know, keep an eye out on Oslina, keep an eye out on Nanocare, keep an eye out on the different companies. Now, I guess in real life, this would have been called insider trading, yeah? But for the purpose of teaching them and letting them assess them about trading, then this was a good platform. And I think the key thing here was that the students were not judged on how much money they made or how much money they lost. They were assessed on activity, yeah, actually getting in there and putting on trading activity. The key word here is a safe environment to learn and to be assessed. Taking part in the 3 sessions would give them 3 marks. You might wonder then, well, why is it worth this for the students? 3 marks, what does it do? And what does it say? Well, I questioned them again in their survey and I asked them. And for all of the students, trading simulation was a new way of assessing. They've never experienced that before. And so they absolutely loved it, which was great. Now, a third of them agreed that they probably would have been less engaged in the trading session if they hadn't been graded. Yeah. Now, the encouraging thing again is obviously saying that 2/3 they said, of course, they would have been involved. But there's always that portion that kind of sit on the fence. What is interesting, though, is that the majority or huge majority said that it's taught them skills beyond the classroom. And here is the key element. As my actual performance was not graded, I felt I could explore more and try out strategies, a real assessment as learning, rather than being punished for possible losses. Follow on to that, they also felt that they taught themselves, learn things about themselves, how they react and handle certain situations. So I thought that was very interesting.